Yo, what up, what up? Welcome back. Your host B Riders, co-host
J Bell.
and this is
Final thoughts.
Today's topic: fake introvert pride. Let's check it out.
Facts about introverts that you probably didn't know. Introverts take longer to process information than extroverts. In a 2008 study, the Journal of Motor Behavior says that introverts take longer because our brains prefer to take extra time to process ideas. So when you're told bullshit like speak up or don't be so quiet, don't listen to that. Because scientifically, it's actually more beneficial for introverts to go with our natural instincts. Hit the plus to stay on introvert TikTok.
Some people you hear them go, I'm an introvert. And it's like, okay, you're proud to be an introvert, but do you know what that could lead to?
Yeah.
It could lead to a life of no person romantically inclined in your life, no friendships, distancing yourself away from family. Ultimately, you will end up alone. We hear it all the time. People have died in their flats. No one's found them for like a year. How are you gonna die and no one knows you're dead?
So,
So,
here we are.
Once again.
Twice again. Thrice again.
What the f*** is he talking about?
So I'm certain you all have social media. And in social media currently, there's this whole thing about being an introvert.
You don't say.
And it's almost like there's a certain pride behind it to be to be an introvert or you know, I wouldn't even know what other word to describe it.
Socially awkward.
Because they're so loud and proud about it. And it makes me wonder, like, where is this coming from? Why is this so cool all of a sudden? What you think?
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure where it's coming from. I just know that its proliferation is crazy right now,
Yeah.
probably because of social media and smartphones. We no longer need to really go out as much as we used to. Then when COVID hit, of course, that changed a lot of things too. And of course, you're going to have more people who don't necessarily go out because the need for it is kind of curbed, you know, nowadays.
Right.
So, but the issue, I guess, is people who are just prideful about it, and this is what they want to do or claim that they want to be, and there's nothing wrong with being an introvert. Like, I think that's kind of the main thing we want to tackle, all right? Because there are drawbacks to being an introvert. Let's not, there's this glorification of it as if it is just a thing of beauty, and it's not.
Yes, a goddamn can, bitch.
Oh my.
It's not.
So like, what's your thoughts on the young lady that was explaining her thoughts on it? What's your thoughts about her thoughts?
I think she was pretty correct in what she was saying. Like, it's cool to be an introvert until you don't know how to make friends.
Anyone? You?
Move to a new state and you don't have anybody close to you, and you want to make friends and you have no idea how to do it. Or it's cool to be an introvert until you are a parent and you have to raise your children and you want them to be socially active and to have friends, but you don't even know how to do it. You don't know how to navigate social climates or environments, and your children watch you. This is where they pick up the most of their knowledge of the world from, is you. If you don't know how to do it, they damn sure ain't gonna know how to do it.
Coincidence? I think not.
And people who are more introverted and tend to go out less tend to take their children out less as well. So their children don't get the benefit of seeing their parent interact with people, which is an important part of growing up. So all of these things are things that I don't think people think about when they're rah introvert.
Yeah. So I have a couple thoughts on that. Of course, there are people who are introverts, you know, those who have to recharge when they're by themselves, and you know, they don't really require as much social attention and stuff like that. And then there's the ones that we're talking about in this episode where they just they're like, to me, fake introverts.
Everyone's just walking around like a bunch of conformists.
You know,
For sure.
it's a fad, I guess, that's moving around, and you know, it's cool right now. But I do want to say this: there are actual introverts. Like, introversion doesn't mean that you're lonely. You know what I'm saying? And some people take solace in the peace that they have in their introversion, because you know, they might be okay with that. Now the fake ones, those
You raggedy bitch.
those there.
Those motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Those are the ones I do think that are lonely, and that's why they are saying that they are introverts and they don't need people, and they don't, you know, all of this kind of stuff like that. It, like, you don't have to have a post or a status that claims that you're an introvert all the time. People who are what they are don't have to go off and say it. It's sort of like the whole, I'm an alpha male.
Shut your dumb ass up!
Like, why do you need to say, why do you feel the need to say that you're an alpha male? Your presence in, you know, whatever area you're in should already speak to.
Yeah, the alpha in you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like you're trying to convince yourself of it.
Right.
At this point.
And you're not convincing me.
Yeah, no.
I see you.
No.
I see you.
Yeah. Those people definitely are like, it's like, come on, dude. Like, this is the fourth time you've let everybody know that I'm an introvert, everybody.
Okay, we get it.
We got you.
Now,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell
y'all trying to make me lose my religion.
But I, you know, it's like, it's annoying at the same time, but also it's kind of belittling to people who have like real anxiety, social anxiety at the same time, because for them it's not fun, you know, it's not a joke, it's not like I'm just awkward around people and I don't go out. No, for them it's like they get real anxiety being around like more than one person, and they don't know how to navigate that. Their brain freezes up, you know, and they wish that they knew how to talk to people.
They just gotta speak up.
Which brings us to the second video about the second part. The dude was just like, and his whole TikTok is basically an introverted TikTok.
Oh,
celebrating.
what do you know?
Introvertedness. And it's cool to be who you are, right? You know, we're not saying to not be okay with yourself, but also at the same time, we need to highlight the downsides to being an introvert, because there are downsides to it. The part where he was just like bringing up the science of it, like, well, science says that, you know, introverted people take longer and they need to, and it's like, dude, this isn't like a medical diagnosis. You know, there's no microscope that you can look through or a doctor that you can go to that will tell you, oh yes, you're introverted. You suffer from chronic introvertedness. What?
That doesn't make sense.
No, stop it. We're doing too much now at this point where we're saying that, well, science said no. Science doesn't say anything about introvertedness. Now, there are certain ailments and things that can correlate with being introverted, like anxiety, depression, sure, right? But let's not pretend like introvertedness is like a real biological thing that certain people have, certain people don't, and some. No, it's not that. Like, miss me with that part.
Yeah, it just makes me wonder, like, I get that we all have access to the internet and all of that. But do we have to always subscribe to everything that's just, just going around?
It's young folks. That's what it is.
It's Generation Z, I tell you. I know it.
Okay, boomer.
I just know it. But I just see that with almost everything, dude. Not just the introversion. It's just like with anything. Remember those big ass red boots, Astro Boy shoes? Now, I was just like, look at this goofy ass.
Man, this some old bullshit.
And people was really still wear them. Like,
I saw people on my timeline like, I get them. They kind of cute. Like, why are you convincing yourself?
Stop it. Get some help.
You about to jump on fucking turtles? Is that what you're doing? Crushing.
But let
Goombas,
people be.
That's what you about to
Let
do.
people be people. I'm letting people be people. I'm just giving you my final thoughts.
That's terrible.
I ain't stopping nobody from buying nothing. I'm not stopping nobody from posting about being an introvert. I'm just sharing my thoughts.
Yeah.
Because this is what social media is for, right? Sharing thoughts.
For sure. That's what we're here for. And it's okay to share a thought that this is dumb.
You're correct, sir.
It's unnecessary because, like, I've seen some of the most social people, like social butterflies even, say that they're an introvert. And I'm just like...
I don't believe you.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
When I've seen people talk to strangers, talk to other people that they don't know for real, and just have lovely conversations. And I'm sitting there quiet as hell, like, oh, okay, this is interesting.
It's that introvertedness that we talk about.
I'm just like, well, I don't know what this word means anymore. That's
typically what happens when something becomes a fad. Is that the original word loses its former meaning, and sometimes it loses all meaning altogether. There was a time where being autistic was just really pushed or whatnot, and people were like, I'm loud and proud and autistic or whatnot, not really understanding what that means to be on the spectrum, and that could be a good thing to bring awareness to something, but sometimes we lose it in bringing awareness to it. We lose the core concept of it, and that's kind of where it is with this introverted thing, is that people are so loud and proud about it that we think that there's no downside to it.
Well, good for you, you're wrong.
right.
People who are really introverted and have real social anxiety, like, they know the downsides to it. Like, when I was a kid growing up, I was super introverted. Like,
Oh my God.
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah, he could tell you. He could tell you. Like, I've come a long way from where I used to be, for sure. But all right.
Calm down.
You over here
Relax.
about to stand up and praise Black Jesus. But it's a true statement that I was, and for me, it's been a constant struggle. It's been something that I always have to push back against. It's not something that I can rest on my laurels about, because I know if I wanted to, I could just stay in the house all day, every day, not talk to nobody, and I would be okay. But the downsides of it are more apparent to me now as an adult. All the people you see on TikTok talking about it and all that, those are young folks who are introverted. And it's fun being an introverted young folk for a while, until you become an older person and your friends start dying off, or now you realize that your relationships aren't as conducive as you thought that they were, and now you need to make new friends and you don't know how to do that. Or all of these things that people don't see. Being in the house and wanting to go out, but having no idea where to go, no idea how to start a conversation, or you're lonely and you want to find somebody. How do you do that as an introvert? I know that's something that you talked about before a lot too.
Yeah. That should have been your final thoughts. That was good.
That boy is good.
That was good. That boy.
Good and terrible.
But yeah, man. Of course, we've had these conversations at length about like how do you start the conversation? What do you do? Where do you go? How do you dress? You know what I'm saying? What's the etiquette that you have to follow? Because every place is different, and you kind of have to make adjustments depending on where you're at. And it could be overwhelming, especially when you're by yourself and you don't have no one else to talk to ask questions or to learn from.
That's right.
And you could do all the research online as you want. It cannot supplant actually being in, those social situations. It just can't.
That's true. So my final thoughts on this one is, being an introvert it's cool looking, but for people who really got to deal with it, it's not as fun as it looks. Like, I think Howie Mandel was talking about how people were glorifying having OCD as somebody with OCD, and he was like, this is not a joke, this isn't cute or funny, like I can't even tie my shoes, I wish I didn't have this, but y'all are treating it as like this old cool playful thing. It's not, it's really not, but also at the same time we got to realize that there's levels to this. Every introvert isn't the same. Some introverts can go out and party and be super extroverted in the moment and then go home and have to recharge. Some introverts become extroverted around people they're really comfortable with, and then once they are comfortable, they are a completely different person. But every introvert isn't the same. One of the main claims that introverts like to make and hang their hat on is knowing themselves, like having intimate knowledge with oneself, which is a good thing to have and to know yourself. And it's something that you want to know yourself, but the issue that I find being an older introvert is that you learn the most about yourself with other people. Like with introverts, you think that you do know yourself, and that's for all you young introverts out there. You probably do know yourself pretty well, better than the average person. But actually, if you aren't in a relationship with people, how could you know about yourself? How would you react if somebody was to push you or punch you in the face right now? Have you ever been in that situation? How would you act if you were to be cheated on, or in a situation where your friend is about to fight somebody or is in an argument with somebody? How would you know that without being around people? That's one of the biggest mistakes I think young introverts make, is assuming that they know themselves. But you learn the most about yourself interacting with people. That's when you really learn the things that you do in the moment in society. Anyway, but that's all I got, man. That's my fucking hang it up.
My final thoughts is that I find it a little funny that people are having this, like, trying to self-identify as introverts, and humans are basically social creatures,
For sure.
And it's this whole, I don't need no. Man, we all need each other. Knock it off. Knock it off, man. Like, so there's that aspect of it, and there's the aspect of just stop hopping on fads, man. Like, Jesus, this is kind of like when sapiosexual and demisexual was out on the internet, and now everybody is a sapio and demisexual.
Oh my goodness.
Get out.
It's all on their Facebook profile page.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's just their Facebook page would look like something like, I'm a liberal, conversationalist, introverted, sapiosexual.
INTG.
Yeah,
TG.
INTG. Yeah. Scorpio. Hey.
Oh, this nigga tripping.
You know, like, it's just like, oh my goodness, relax, chill out. Chill out. You don't have to do all of that. Yeah, people, let them people be them people. It's just corny to me. It's just unoriginal and unnecessary. And I don't feel like it's you being you at that point. It's you wanting to be a part of a specific team of people. And guess what teams are? People who are together and need each other, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like different from the fake introverted pride that's going on.
Yeah.
It's funny that you was like, oh, you know, your boy got a channel. Oh, he has a channel on this. I wonder why.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it's a fad that's going around that everybody's jumping on.
That's right.
But, you know, whatever. Have fun.
Have fun with it, I guess. But thank y'all for listening to our ramblings once again. I'm your host, B. Riders, my co-host,
J Bell.
and this has been
Final thoughts.
Maybe, I don't know.